I want you to think of the best teacher you could think of. I think the best teacher I've ever seen depicted is Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid. If you haven't seen this movie, it's a young teenage boy who needs to learn karate in order to get back at the school bullies. But the way he does it is he enlists the help of Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi has him do these mundane tasks like waxing his car and painting his fence. And there comes a scene in the movie where Daniel learns that what he's been doing the whole time is learning karate. The waxing is to defend attacks, and the painting the fence is to defend attacks. Mr. Miyagi is a master teacher. He's always teaching, even when the student doesn't know that he's being taught. I think this is what makes a master teacher. Jesus of Nazareth was a master teacher. The disciples, of course, knew him first as a rabbi, as a teacher, before they knew him as a healer, or as their redeemer, or as a suffering servant before them. They knew him first as rabbi, as their teacher that they were following and attaching their life to his to learn. What might it look like for you and I to relate to Jesus as a master teacher? One thing that separated Jesus' teaching from the rabbis around him was his authority. The rabbis of his time gained their authority by the rabbis around them approving of it. Of course, the scribes approving of the rabbinic teachings. But Jesus claimed a different authority. In Matthew chapter 7, Jesus is described as teaching with an authority unknown to the scribes. And of course, in Matthew 28, Jesus himself claims to have all authority in heaven and earth given to him. That separates Jesus' teachings from the rabbis of his time. These teachings of Jesus, they still hold that same authority. When we read these teachings, when we come to them and listen to them as students, as apprentices of Jesus, we might hear what Karl Barth calls the word, capital W, within the words, small w. The word within the words. One of my favorite passages comes from Isaiah 55, where he says, "So shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and prosper in that for which I sent it." These teachings of Jesus that we have today, if we come to them submitting to them, trusting them, as Daniel has to trust Mr. Miyagi, we'll find that they never return empty, but they accomplish that which God has purposed and prosper in that for which he sent it. What might it look like this week for you to relate and listen to Jesus as your teacher?